Hey folks, it's Bernakevitch with All Points Design. That's allpointsdesign.ca. And today we're talking about the Oregon State University Permaculture template. Specifically, we're taking a look at the watershed maps and the macro watershed map. Now, when we go back to the original template, this macro watershed map is really about what is the basin or what is the river basin, watershed basin that your site is in. Now, a number of these examples and images already exist online. And so there's a couple of key searches that you can take in. You can say, what watershed is my city, municipality, town in? You can search for the river that you're closest to and then say, what is that river's watershed? But usually we're going to find a watershed map. Once we find that watershed map, and I found it here, I just brought it into our macro watershed. Made sure to point out all the elements that are required for this, which is what is the watershed boundary, the basin, and the flow lines within that. So what I did was I explained it, watershed basin and boundary. Everything inside the map is the watershed basin and the edge of the map is the watershed boundary. Design site is labeled, and do make sure to label your design site in this. And then water flow, the water flow is from the mountains in the west and winds through the Alberta foothills onto the prairies where it meets the Oldman River. The two then forming the South Saskatchewan River, these waters ultimately flow through the Nelson River into Hudson's Bay. And again, this was all from this site. There you go, folks. That's the macro watershed. If you cannot find a watershed basin, look towards watershed conservation organizations or take a look at global watershed conservation organizations through the United Nations. Chances are you'll find a map that way. Thanks, folks. We'll see you in the next one.